Now, don't be a shallow wit. Think beyond the deeds of people. I'm not just talking about the bad deeds, even good deeds. Don't think a good deed will make somebody great. We, as a human being, do not know qualities of a human being. You see, if you do not know something is wrong and you're doing that wrong thing, you will never stop doing it because you don't know whether it's wrong. So this is why knowledge is important. So first of all, you need to know what are human instincts. Now, for example, religious people, when they preach, they want everybody to become religious, even if they don't want to be religious. But this is not how it's going to work. God has given everybody free will. Therefore, they should be allowed to make a choice for themselves. You should not force any of your ideologies, or religious or spiritual ideologies, upon others. Because these are things that you must choose for yourself. And if you opt not to choose them, nobody is allowed to force these ideas upon you. For example, I am a spiritual man. I can convey my message to my son and to my daughter and to my other relatives. But I am not allowed to force my ideas upon them. It's their life. They should be allowed to make a choice for them. Now, number 2, if you think somebody is a dedicated sinner and they don't stop sinning, even then, do not think bad about them, because you're not the judge. God is the judge. What if on the day of judgment, even with all their sins, God forgive them? What are you going to do then? Well, for example, I'm a great sinner, and people look at me and say, oh, he's a hellbound soul. All right, fair enough. But that's not the end of the world. In the end, what will count is God's judgment. If God wants to forgive somebody, who can stop him? So never force. And I ask all these parents, they should not force their children to adopt spirituality and to listen to my lectures. Why? Try and invoke interest in them. If that works, that's perfectly fine. But if they're not interested, don't force them. Because we're in the business of purifying ourselves. There is no compulsion in the religion. You cannot enforce your ideas upon anyone. Now, don't be a shallow wit. Think beyond the deeds of people. I'm not just talking about the bad deeds, even good deeds. Don't think a good deed will make somebody great, because we don't yet know their intentions. So a good deed will not make somebody great. Why? Because his deed or her deed, its authenticity will depend upon the intent. So a good deed will not make you a good person, because we cannot see the intent behind that deed. And a bad deed will not make somebody a bad person. So what people do, if sinners are sinning, do not judge them upon their sins. Their reality may be beyond what they're doing. That's the basic thing that we need to learn. Somebody is bad, you cannot say that. Somebody is doing something bad, but it doesn't mean that person is bad. The moment that person finds out who that person is, maybe then that person will not do that bad thing again. And the majority of people who do good deeds, their good deeds are fake ones, because their intent is different. Their intent do not coordinate well with what they are doing. Their deeds do not even coordinate with their words spoken by their mouth. To be honest with you, a human being doesn't have a character, neither good nor bad. He's like a blank page. When you have purified your inner and you have awakened your heart, God's attributes will manifest in your heart, in your character, and people will praise you. But that is not you. That is the manifestation of God's attributes. When you have impurities in your mind, in your heart, in your lower self, and you do bad deeds, that's not you. That's the little devil living inside you. So anything good we do because we have made our heart strong and worthy of God's sight. So the moment God started to manifest in our heart, our character also changed. So it is God's character that will reflect in our character, but we will be praised for it. In a similar way, it is the devil living inside us that makes us egocentric person, that makes us hate others, that makes us have grudge against people, that makes us jealous of others. These are negative traits. These negative traits are never part of our character. This is because of the presence of the devil inside us. If we decide to take an action and decide to purify the lower self, once the lower self is purified, there is no more impulse and urge in you to do anything bad. You see, somebody is dancing in a nightclub and you think that is a bad person. What? Just because somebody is dancing in a nightclub doesn't make him a bad person. If somebody is a homosexual, man likes man, woman likes woman, do you think this is bad? This is their personal choice. I have no right to detest any of these things. This is their personal choice. Now this is between them and God. Whether God wants to punish them, whether God wants to forgive them, is between them and God. I have no say in this. What will happen if they approach me? I will teach them spirituality. And I will love them like I love anybody else. Because everyone has the right to exercise their free will. Everyone has the right to make a choice for themselves. When the Qur'an has very explicitly declared there is no compulsion in the religion, why on the earth would you want to enforce anything upon others when there is no compulsion in the religion? God doesn't like it. It has to be compelling from the heart, not from somebody else. If somebody compels you to do something good, let it be your heart alone. Nothing else, no one else. When you want to know whether somebody is a good person, then spend some time with them. And you want to see whether they have empathy in them. And their empathy should not be subjected to any condition. Like most of our Muslims, they just want to help Muslims. If they find somebody, a Hindu or Sikh or Christian or black and white, they think, no, it's not good. So this is not real empathy. When you have real empathy in you, it doesn't stop you to exercise your empathy and feelings for others. Whoever they are, you feel their pain as a human being. Spend some time with them and see how soft they are in their hearts. About grudge, about jealousy, about arrogance, about deceit. Because a genuine person Even if he's dancing in a nightclub and drinking alcohol, a genuine person is free from all these things. He's never jealous of others. He doesn't hold grudge against anyone. He loves everybody. He respects everybody. Respect people. Not because they're Muslims, not because they're Hindus or Christians or Jews. Respect them for the fact that they're human beings, like you and me. Respect everybody. Whether they are dedicated worshippers or they are dedicated sinners. Who knows? A sinner might become a saint tomorrow. Do not hate anybody because of their sins. I know religions are very strict in many things, but the religions are history. Look at Muslims. Most of them are hypocrite. They say one thing and they do another. Long beards, turban on the head, and devil in the heart. Long beard. Go to mosque every 5 times a day. Even then, impurity doesn't leave their heart. It's not just Muslims. Hindus and Sikhs are not far behind. They're the chips of the same block. But what will make you a good person is your good heart. Somebody came to Sarkar some time ago and he asked Sarkar a question. Sarkar, what is the recipe of becoming a good man, a great man? And Sarkar simplified it. Sarkar said, all you need to be great is to have a great heart. Heart. It is better for the body to be engaged in a sin than the heart to be engaged in a sin. Why? Because heart is the dwelling place of God. You do not want to mess with God's dwelling place. Keep your heart purified. Body is made to live and decay. Body is not so precious when it is compared with the heart. So be more focused on purification of the heart. There is no such thing as physical purification, is there? If the pee comes out, you're dirty. If the pee is inside you, you're pure. This is a strange phenomenon. So it's just a bluff, isn't it? Physical purification is just a bluff. Physical purity is only skin deep, like beauty is skin deep.
ALRA TV, the place to connect with God.